Inside this box is a Dogecoin miner that has the potential to make me thousands of dollars passively. And in this video, we're gonna set it up in my basement mining operation to reveal how much this machine actually makes after electricity costs. And later in this video, we're hopefully gonna land an interview with an early Dogecoin adapter who invested his life savings into the currency just a few years ago and became a multi-millionaire. But without further ado, let's go ahead and unbox this package. To get started, guys, we're gonna flip the box onto its side and go ahead and pop it open. And boom, you guys can see inside the package, we've got a pretty sick Dogecoin miner. This is the machine right here. And carefully taking the machine out of the box, it's pretty heavy. Holy smokes. Look at this machine, guys. I am super excited to get this rolling. This machine I got from ASIC Marketplace is an AlphaPex DG Home 1, priced at $2,449, known for mining proof-of-work cryptocurrencies from Litecoin to Dogecoin, or even a lesser-known crypto called Bell. This machine is considered the best home Dogecoin miner on the market, and to go ahead and get it set up, we're gonna connect this Ethernet cable into the machine, and the cable runs all the way up my stairs, through my hallway and kitchen, and into my office, connecting to my internet router. And that part of the setup process is now complete, because you guys can see the Ethernet cable has been run all the way into my office and connected to my Wi-Fi router down here. With the Ethernet cable connected, the next thing we're gonna do is plug this C13 cable into my machine. And the cool thing about this miner is it can work on an outlet anywhere from 100 volts all the way up to 240 volts. So it can run on a standard outlet, but since I already have a 240 volt outlet installed behind me, we might as well use it. So I'm gonna plug this C14 part of the cable into my PDU, which connects to my 240 volt outlet. And now as you hear the machine start to run, we're gonna head upstairs and get it set up. One thing you'll also notice about this machine is it's a lot quieter than other machines I've had in the past. Like these two I was running prior in my house, but are no longer profitable. And now that we're out of the costume, back upstairs on the computer, what we're gonna do next is download a free IP scanning software like Angry IP Scanner that works with both Mac and Windows. Then we're going to click run and scroll through until we find the correct IP address for our machine. The way you can often tell if you found the IP is it'll have a green dot next to it instead of a red dot. And now that we found the IP address for our miner, we are going to go ahead and type it into the browser, and that'll take us to a blank screen where we have to enter a username and password. What you need to do is type in root for the username, and for the password, we're gonna type in the same exact thing, ROOT, and boom, now we're signed into the dashboard for this machine. The miner is not up and running quite yet, but the last thing we have to do before our machine is ready to go is to connect a mining pool to our account. And to do this, we're gonna go to a website via btc.com and create an account. Then once that's complete, we're gonna select Litecoin, even if you plan to mine Dogecoin like in our case. And once you scroll down, we're gonna copy and paste this stratum URL into all three of these pool setting mining addresses in the miner tab of the dashboard. For the username, you're going to put in whatever username you use when creating your via btc.com account. And then afterwards, we're gonna put a period, typing in DG Home 1 or whatever worker ID you wanna label your machine with. I'm gonna keep my password private, but you can obviously use whatever password you want. Then we're gonna click save and also click reboot. And just like that, our machine is now mining, earning us passive income, and I'm super excited to see just how profitable it is after my 17 cents per kilowatt electricity costs. But the last thing we're gonna do to make sure our mining profits are paid out in Dogecoin is to connect our wallet address in the via BTC assets tab. And we will now be paid out profits as this machine continues to run 24/7. Wish me luck, guys. The total earnings running the machine for the first 48 hours came out to $14.69. And it turns out that this miner isn't only mining Dogecoin, but also other cryptocurrencies at the exact same time, from Litecoin to Bells to Pepe to other smaller cryptocurrencies. So the breakdown in the last 48 hours is that we've actually made $13.22 from mining Dogecoin and $1.47 in these other cryptocurrencies, which I found very interesting. But one thing about crypto mining is electricity costs can eat into your profit quite a lot, especially if you live in an area of the world like mine where electricity rates are kind of high of 17 cents per kilowatt. But taking a look at this chart that breaks down the electricity cost for this machine with my electrical rate, it costs me about $2.53 for every day it's running, but you can see it has projected earnings of $4.48 on a daily basis. The thing about crypto mining though is that these numbers can change depending on the price of the currencies you're mining, along with network hash rate, which means the amount of machines on the network mining the same exact currencies as you. So on that note, as we keep running this basement mining operation, let's hop on a call with the Dogecoin millionaire. What is the Dogecoin worth right now?
It's interesting because the way I set it up is I actually bought a lot more Dogecoin in the last 2 years as the price like completely plummeted and it was super low. And so currently I have 5 million Dogecoin. At 20 cents, I'm a millionaire. At 40 cents, I have 2 million, 60 cents, 3 million, and so forth and so on. So I think Dogecoin a month ago was trading around 42, 43 cents. And so I was sitting at like $2.2 million. So I was almost back to the 3 million.
So you're still diamond handsing the entire Dogecoin portfolio. You haven't sold a penny of it yet.
Yeah, no, I bought more. Actually bought more than I originally had. So I doubled down on my investment, which is actually good because now when Dogecoin hits $1, that means I have $5 million.
Got it. And what makes you so bullish about Dogecoin? And like, how did you get the initial like 180 grand to put into it?
Different things that came together for me to believe what I did about Dogecoin. It was like multiple different things. I looked into it. I realized that it was out since, 2013 is when it came out. So I was like, okay, so this has stood the test of time. This is a coin that's been around for like almost 10 years at that point, right? And I was like, okay, so it's not going to go to zero tomorrow. It was based off of Bitcoin. So it was pretty much a copy paste of Bitcoin. And they just changed the word Bitcoin to Dogecoin. You know what I mean? So I liked the entire creation of it. I liked that it was a joke. I liked that it was just a lighthearted project. It never meant to be anything. You know what I mean? Like it was never created to become anything bigger than just, a friendly joke. The fact that it took on a life of its own just kind of like goes to show you the power and the strength in community. That's basically what it was. The reason why Dogecoin is where it is today isn't because of anything other than a strong community that has continued to buy and hold and buy and hold. And it's been doing that, since the beginning of Dogecoin. Dogecoin has pumped and dumped several times. You know what I mean? And just that helps it spread out. That helps it become more decentralized. That helps it become more secure and safer. Not, there isn't a single person that owns like 50% of supply or something like that. You know what I mean? And so it just made perfect sense to me as something that was going to be around and something that followed Bitcoin. That was probably the biggest thing for me. And then when Elon came on board and showed support for it and started tweeting about it, talking about it, mentioning it, you saw the reaction and the price action. You know what I mean? And so it just kind of like it was a cherry on top. And I was like, oh, this is something that's going to be around and it's going to continue to grow. And it's something that Elon's supporting. And so 100% I'm behind it. But it was a two-part question.
Yeah. I also asked like, how did you get the initial 180 grand to like put into Dogecoin?
Okay. So I tell people this all the time. It should be more impressive that I was able to save up that amount of money than it is what I did with Dogecoin, right? So initially I didn't have $180,000. So just from working hard, like 9 to 5 for about 3 or 4 years, I want to say that I saved up about $30,000. That $30,000 I put into the stock market. And that $30,000 initially, I was all in on Tesla stock back in like 2018, 2019. You know what I mean? So it's like I would slowly put money into Tesla every single month. I had a regular full-time job. I was working 9 to 5. My first year, I made $36,000. My second year at that job, I got a raise because I did so well. I made $45,000. The next year after that, I did so well. I moved up to $60,000. So within those 3 years, I was able to save up about $30,000, and that's what went into the stock market. So whatever I had left over, I would pay my bills. I would buy food. I would pay for gas, and everything else would go into Tesla stock. That $30,000 is what became $180,000 over the course of those years, and that's what I took, sold all my Tesla stocks, and then went all in on Dogecoin.
Yeah, and that was at a time where like there was a lot of Tesla hate. People were like short selling Tesla. They thought it might go bankrupt. So you were like getting in at a very good time, and now
exactly. It's a funny part. I think it was 2018. So I started investing in Tesla spring of 2018, and that's when it almost went bankrupt. Generational entry there. A year or two after, Tesla went on to just explode. My $30,000 had tons of X's on top of that.
And I guess when you went all into Dogecoin, did you immediately like post about it on Reddit? Did you tell people about it?
I did. That's the funny thing. You can go on YouTube right now and look at the first video I did with it was the day after I went all in. So I was on Reddit. I was on the Dogecoin Reddit, and I used to read all the messages every single day. I'm refreshing and looking at everything popping up, all the news. When I did what I did with Dogecoin and I went all in, I was like, let me document this. And so I did the video the next day, and I got made fun of so hard. Like I was getting roasted. I was getting cooked in the comment section. And so I was like, all right, well, I guess nobody agrees with me here. So I actually put the video on private, and I didn't talk about it anymore. And so 2 months later, Dogecoin explodes in price, and I hit my first million. Literally, it was 69 days to the day after. And then that happened, and then I was like, oh shit, I gotta do another video. So I did my second video, and I was like, oh, guess what? I just became a millionaire. I put the first video back public. The second video went viral. The first one went viral because of that one, and I posted that on Reddit. And then after that, things went crazy. Like that's when media outlets started reaching out to me, CNN, CNBC, Business Insider, Times Magazine, the New York Times. Like it just went bananas after that.
So let me ask you here. I'm sure once it hit $1 million, people were like, bro, you better sell. Yeah. I remember you were on Graham's podcast podcast, Andre's podcast, everyone was telling you take profits. How are you able to be like, no, I'm actually going to diamond hands this $1 million and I'm going to keep going because I believe in Dogecoin?
I feel like the curveball that I had was the fame and notoriety that I received that I had no clue was going to happen, right? That was the curveball. I didn't know that was going to happen. Just the same way I was trying to make money buying stocks, right? Buying and selling stocks. I was trying to make money buying and selling crypto. And so it was like, I was just a trader pretty much, right? When I first hit the first million, that went viral. I didn't expect that to go viral. Then Andre Jit came over my house, actually. He was the first big YouTuber to cover me. He showed my portfolio. He was like, bro, you should totally sell like right now. And I was like, I'm not doing it. And so part of it was this. Part of it was the fact that it threw me off that it happened so quickly. And this is how I do trades. I do long-term holds on, conviction plays that I believe in. And so with Tesla, there was the same thing. I didn't buy Tesla today and sell it tomorrow. You know what I mean? I was like, Tesla's probably going to go up in the next couple years. I'm going to sell it then, right? That's the same approach I had with Dogecoin. So I was like, okay, I'm going to buy Dogecoin. I'll wait like 5 years or something and I'll sell it. That was the plan originally. And so the fact that the million came within 2 months, I was like, oh shit, maybe this is bigger than I even thought it would be, right? And so that kind of threw me for a loop. The notoriety came and that threw me for a loop too. And I was like, okay, now we're not just dealing with me personally making money for me and my family. I'm dealing with people looking at me and people asking me for advice, and they're basing their trades off of what I'm doing. You know what I mean? They're asking me what I'm about to do. And I'm like, I didn't even take this into consideration. I started getting a bigger following. Then the documentary people came and they started filming for the documentary. And so it was like, okay, now this is like kind of snowballed into something completely different. And so like, if anything, I had even more of a reason to hold, because to me, it was not only what I was initially going to do anyway, but it was almost like, okay, people are looking up to me. It's like a moral issue at this point. It's like, I can't tell you Dogecoin is the future. I can't tell you, oh, Dogecoin is going to go crazy, and then I sell it. It's like, wait, do you believe in it or do you not believe in it? Like, what? I don't understand. It was just a combination of those things. And I was like, you know what? I might as well just hold it till the next cycle.
And we're currently in the next crypto bull market cycle right now. And with Dogecoin priced at 33 cents each, his stash of coins are worth $1.65 million. So I decided to ask him, when does he plan to take profits?
So Dogecoin, I am planning on selling it this time around. I'm basing Dogecoin off of the dollar. That's the milestone for me. So like, that's what I told everybody I was going to do. Whether Dogecoin hits $1 and I sell everything, or if Dogecoin hits $1 and I sell half of it, I don't know exactly what I'm planning on doing here, but like, that's definitely going to play a role.
And if you guys want to see the full interview with Pro the Doge, it's currently live on my second channel, where we don't just talk about Dogecoin, but also his entire cryptocurrency portfolio and his plans for the future when he eventually cashes out. But the moral of the story is, Pro the Doge would never be in his current financial situation if he hadn't first lived on less than he made and invested the difference. So on that note, I'll leave a link down below in the description to Moomoo, which is an investing app I personally use to buy or sell stocks. And right now they're doing a deal where you can get 30 free stocks with Moomoo, and that breaks down between 5 free stocks once you open an account and deposit $100, and another 25 free stocks once your total deposits reach $2,000. But on that note, the Dogecoin miner has been operating in my basement for 6 days, 17 hours, and 58 minutes, and it's time to see how much money we made. When we go to viabtc.com, you guys can see so far we've earned 93.45 Dogecoin, which is worth about $30.19 at the current price point. And for mining other altcoins like Litecoin, Pepe, or even Bells, we made another $3.77. That's total earnings of $33.96, but subtracting about $15 in electricity costs, that brings our total earnings down for 6.5 days to $18.73, which in a year would equate to about $1,000 in profit mining Dogecoin. But if Dogecoin hits $1 like our friend Crow the Doge thinks, we could make a lot more money than that. I'll also leave a link down below in the description to ASIC Marketplace, where I got this machine from, because they sell all sorts of amazing crypto miners, and it's the only place I shop to buy my machines. So with that said, if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to drop a like, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace out.